Hello, friends. Hello, hello, hello. I know I'm looking a little rough. I'm just leaving the mountains, and yeah, it's been a couple days since I took a shower. Been a few days since I had a shave, but I'm just now getting back into civilization. I was with a tribe called the Dani tribe, Dani, and I was traveling around the mountains of Papua, where I'm at now. I know a lot of people don't even know where Papua is, but Papua is an island in Oceania. It's above Australia, Papua New Guinea, and then Papua, West Papua, which is part of Indonesia. Is one big island split between two places, Papua New Guinea and West Papua. Now I'm in West Papua, and um, yeah, I'm now in a place called Jayapura. Jayapura, just like Jaipur in India. I'm in Jayapura, Indonesia. It's pretty crazy. Such an interesting connection that I didn't know Indonesia had a connection with India, but it makes so much sense. Indonesia, India, Jaipur, Jayapura. There's so much so much India reference around here that I didn't know until I got here. Um, it was very interesting. So this journey I've been on, I don't know. It's like it seems like I'm being pulled towards weird places that have something to do with death. And that's not intentional fully. I guess it's just kind of where my interests lie. But the tribe, this Dani tribe, they mummify their ancestors. Or they did before. No, they don't do it anymore because the Christians came in and forced them to stop. It still happens, but in the really, really remote areas. Um, so I was going around. I went hunting with them. I got to see their mummies. They have these 400-year-old mummies that are just like all black, and their mouths are all open, and their like skin is like all broken. And it's really interesting. It's really interesting to see how different cultures interpret life, how they interpret death, how they honor life, how they honor death. And I loved I loved it. I loved getting to see these mummies. And in Papua New Guinea, far, far, far away. I went on this journey in Papua New Guinea in February or March or something, and we did like a 10-hour drive into the mountains, off road. There's no road. And we met the Anga tribe, who also do this mummification thing to their ancestors. So to me, this like suggests that this island at one point they were doing mass mummifications. I bet the Christians came and just destroyed all the mummies and really destroyed the culture. I mean, even now, the amount of money and resources that the American churches put into destroying the indigenous cultures here, it's unfathomable. You guys wouldn't even know this amount of money existed. None of us will ever see the amount of money that is being put into destroying the natives here. And the way they do that is the church sends missionaries here, and the missionaries go on these excursions to these tribal communities, and they bring a lot of gifts. They bring clothes, they bring medicine, they bring basic technology, and they convert these tribes. They build churches. They say, if you want medicine, we're going to build a church here. And this is the real religion. You're going to pray, you're going to do what we tell you to do, and you're going to stop doing what you do if you want these luxurious gifts. And yeah, it's a bit sad. I don't think the Christians are doing it out of like an evil way. I really think the Christians, at least the missionaries that I've met here, they have good intentions in the sense that their heart is trying to save people, but they're just so brainwashed and lacking basic common sense and basic critical thinking. Like, they're just like the most brainwashed people you can imagine, that are just like, oh, I have to convert them or else they're going to burn in hell. It's like, yeah, okay. It's sad. And it's interesting that the Christians that I've met on this island, the missionaries, they acknowledge the sadness of the tribal cultures dying. And I'm just like, I kind of just look at them like, you are the reason. You don't understand that? I have said that to a few people, actually. And one guy said, oh, I didn't think about that. It's like, really? You didn't think about that? But there is a lot. This island is very, very remote from the world. It's one of the furthest corners of the world. I mean, really, the closest place is Australia. And I mean, you got Japan kind of up there. But this place is a very remote island that not many people come to or not even know about. So there is still a lot of tribal culture happening here. Actually, it's the most diverse tribal cultures in the world. There's like 400 languages that are spoken here, and it's pretty relatively small. So all these languages gives you an idea how so many different types of people can live in an area, and each people have their own land. Tribes fight over it. And you find such interesting tribes here, tribes that are doing the most bizarre things, like the mummies, like scarification, like they have some tribes believe that I was told when I was in Leh that there was a dragon that lives on an island, that there's a flying reptile that it kills people and it hunts at night, and it has this light on it, like it's able to like produce some kind of bioluminescence, and that you can see it flying because you can see the light flying, and it hides in the caves on the cliffs of the mountains on this one island outside of Leh. And all the tribes people talk about it. They all say like, oh yeah, 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 it lives over there on that side of the mountain. We don't go over there because it attacks people. It's like Mothman. Yeah, kind of like Mothman, except it's not a man or a moth. It's like a creature. And I wanted to go see it. Sounds like a drone. Yeah, except like this predates drones, because these you can see articles written about this creature from 50, 100 years ago. And I was gonna go, but it's like a 15-hour boat ride in the ocean to an island, and it's like very treacherous to get there. I didn't have the opportunity to go, but I'm considering going. Leave the dragon alone. Could you imagine if there was just this small group of creatures living that we just haven't discovered yet? So today I'm going to enjoy my day back in the city, and there's a beach nearby. I'm going to go to the beach, maybe try to find some local seafood or just relax on the beach, watch the sun go down. I haven't explored the city much, so I'm not really sure what there is to find. Um, yeah, I guess that's what you do. You got to go explore and find it. I'm pretty sure I'm balding. Can't tell yet because I have a lot of hair still, but Is traveling and seeing these places addicting? Addicting. I don't know if it's addicting. Yeah, I guess it has an addiction. Not, I wouldn't call it an addiction. It's not like, well, hold on, let me think. I was gonna say it's not like I can't stop, but I would be sad if I was forced to stop traveling. Yeah, I guess it can be kind of an addiction, but not an addiction in like I'm like scratching my neck over it, you know. What happened to your Turkish friend? Oh, he's back in Turkey now. Home for 2 months a year? Not even. I'm not really only home for like a month. But I am very excited to get home. Uh, I've been gone since February. February, March, April, May, June, July, August. I'm 7 months nonstop traveling right now. Moving so much. It's tough. It's not easy on the body. It's not easy on the emotions. But there is a lot of reward. There's a lot of reward, I think, in uncomfortability. Someone told me that's not a word. Comfortability is a word, so why would uncomfortability not be a word? Discomfort, I guess. Uncomfortable. Uncomfortable is a word. Uncomfortability. Anyways, I think there is a strength in breaking your comfort zone and being constantly in this state of anxiety, almost of forcing yourself to be in an uncomfortable situation, is how you really find out who you are. When you're comfortable, you don't really know who you are because you're so comfortable. When you're put into a situation where you have to think, you have to plan, you have to do something you don't really want to do, you get strength from that. Be comfortable with the uncomfortable. Yeah. And well, I think that's what spiritual practice is all about anyway, right? What is spiritual practice? Spiritual practice is a commitment to being disciplined. And discipline doesn't come from doing what's comfortable. So to me, I look at traveling as being a kind of spiritual practice. I definitely have learned so much about myself, about the world, about God through traveling. And yeah, it's especially places like this where there's just, you can't talk to anybody because no one speaks the language. The food is so different. I feel like I haven't eaten in a week. I look like I haven't eaten in a week. And yeah, I ordered some food last night from a restaurant and I couldn't finish it. You like this blanket? Thank you. There are some of these blankets. I have some for sale, actually. These are beautiful blankets from Peru, but I didn't put them on the website yet, so you'll have to wait. But I've got some different colors and stuff. I've been buying little things from each place, these different tribal crafts, these different art pieces, and I'm going to give them all to the community garden, which is the foundation that I work with, and sell them on the community garden marketplace. And then all the money that is raised from selling these items will go back into supporting projects that help indigenous communities. I got some really cool things. Uh, Here, they wear these penis gourds. They cover their penis with these long, pointy things. And that's basically their outfit. They walk around naked, their balls are hanging out, their penis is covered. They wear like a hat, and that's pretty much it. ass is out. They don't do nothing to cover the ass. I don't know how they survive. How do people survive naked? I mean, it makes sense. We're born naked. And like, I know there's tribes all around this island that are just in the jungle pretty much naked. I don't understand how they do it. I get mosquito bites, and honestly, mosquitoes don't bother me so much, but if I was naked, they would bother me. If I had bugs all over me. I don't get it. I don't get how they do it. Hats off to them. I've been looking for shamans here. They call it dukun. Dukun is the name of the shaman here in Papua. I think it's an Indonesian word, not the tribal word. And I've been searching for these dukuns, trying to find undocumented psychedelics. I haven't gone deep enough yet to find it, but I know it's out there. I feel it in my gut. I feel it in my heart. I've only heard stories. They have stories. They know about their grandparents using plants and the dukuns using plants from the old times before the Christians came. So really, I just need to go where the Christians haven't been. But it's so hard to get there. Like there's one tribe, the Korowai tribe, who I wanted to visit. I was gonna visit them, but I cannot find a guide to take me. An affordable guide. It's like $4,000 for the week. And when you're traveling a lot, it's not easy to afford $4,000 for 1 week. If that was like a one-time journey, I think I could do it. But my goal over this next year is to find a guide that can take me into the Korowai area, which is 1 day by plane, 1 day by boat, and then 1 day walking through the jungle. It takes 3 days to get to their village. It sounds like a ripoff. Yeah, maybe, but I mean, do you want to go walk through the jungle with a foreigner? Carry his bags and shit? It makes sense if they charge a lot of money for these kind of things because it's not easy to get there. So I'm not mad about the price. I understand that it's a very tough journey and that people deserve to be compensated for doing such hard journeys. But I think this Korowai tribe, they're basically the last tribe in Papua that was practicing cannibalism. Might still happen. Some people say it happens. But the Korowai people were the last ones to really be practicing cannibalism. We only knew they existed for about 30 years. We didn't know where they were because they're so far. So I think if I go there, they will have some information about psychedelics. But the problem is trust. Can I go there for a few days and gain their trust enough that they want to show that to me or tell me about that? Why do you want to know? Why would some foreigner want to come and know? Why should we tell you about our ceremonies? You're just some person from the outside world coming in asking these questions. So that's another issue, is like, can you have the rapport, the charisma to have them show you these kind of things? I think I do. I'm pretty confident about it, but it's not easy to do that in a week. It's something you need like a month for. But I plan to save money and go there next year. Next March, I'm going to go. I'm going to go India, February. And then I'm going to go to Borneo and Papua again in March. And then that's it for next year. No more traveling next year. Maybe Ethiopia in September. But a majority of the year is going to be spent stationed in a place where I can make my podcast, I can edit my videos. I have a lot of work to do. Yeah, I'm gonna spend most of my time in Mexico. Are you holding spots for India? Yeah, I'm considering doing a week retreat in India in February. What's your wildest experience so far in Papua? I live in Australia, and my auntie once worked with a group deep in the bush there. Their treat were expert weavers of baskets. Yeah, all the Papua cultures are so beautiful. It's so ridiculous that Westerners or civilized people, in quotes, think that these people are primitive or stupid. It blows my mind because when you go to these remote tribes, they're not primitive. They are so smart. They have so much understanding of the world. They see things that we don't see. Oh, they can look at the ground and tell you what animals have been around. They can tell you all about the plants. Oh, you have a headache, use that plant. Oh, you have a burn, use that plant. Or squeeze this leaf and this juice will come out. They're not stupid people. These people have doctorates in real life. Anyways, my most interesting experience in Papua, I have many, many, many interesting experiences. It'd be hard to pinpoint it to one crazy list. I don't have a number one on the list. I spent a week with the Yatmul tribe in the Sepik area, and this Yatmul clan that I was staying with, they are maintaining their traditions pretty well. They do scarification rituals. They live along the Sepik River, which is this kind of crocodile-infested river, gigantic crocodiles. And they believe that the spirit of the river is the crocodile. So they do all these rituals to evoke this spirit. They make these crocodile costumes and they do these dances and they cut their skin to look like crocodile skin. They are very interesting, and that was really crazy to get to watch them do this ceremony of skin cutting. Not many foreigners get to see it. Maybe like Nat Geo or these big money corporations that come in, they get to see it. But as like a normal person, it's very, very, very honor and blessing to get to see something like that. Women don't even get to see it. So that was really cool. The Anga people, maybe you've seen the video I posted on YouTube, the short. It recently went viral. It has like almost 40 million views. This is the biggest video I've ever posted. It's only like 30 seconds long. And you can see the mummies of the important people of that tribe. That was crazy to see. We had to do a very long journey. And then we hike up this mountain. And all of a sudden, you just see like 15 mummies that are all decrepit and decayed. It's like, dude, this is like brutal. Something out of a movie or something. It doesn't seem real. Is Indian ganja pure and powerful? No, Indian ganja is the worst ganja I've ever smoked in my life. It's not powerful. It gives you the worst headache. But I love that India has ganja growing all over it. The scarring looks like crocodile skin. It raises, and they do it in, how crocodiles have the kind of line down their back? They do it like that. That's probably, those are really the two big adventures I did in Papua New Guinea. Here in Papua, I really only went and seen some more mummies, but they were not quite as adventurous or crazy as meeting the Yanga, who were way more remote. Someone asked if they're okay with outsiders coming in. I found the Yatmul people to be very accepting. I couldn't believe it, actually. Papua people are the nicest people. If I had to rank countries by their friendliness, Papua would be number one over India. Indian people are amazing, very hospitable and nice and friendly, but Papua people are way nicer. Filipinos are up there, but still, I've never met such amazing people like I have here in Papua. And I think it's because they don't have so much contact with the outside world that they're so fascinated and so interested. Like, it's a true cultural exchange. Like, when you meet these people from Papua, I might be the only outsider they ever met. So I feel a big responsibility to be funny, to be friendly, to really show them that we are nice people. I in a way, am representing all of us in some ways, you know, because their interaction with me is going to paint their picture of the outside world. So I always come with gifts. I usually buy a lot of cigarettes and I give packs of cigarettes out to the men. I buy spices. I bought some spices from India, salt, black pepper, very simple stuff, soy sauce. Usually things that I'm carrying around that I need to get rid of because my bags are too heavy. So, like my clothes from home, I give them my clothes and uh, show them magic tricks with cards. Not, I don't bring booze, but cigarettes is a good thing. Everyone, I don't know, cigarettes is they love them. Here, everyone smokes so much cigarettes that that's like a really good gift to give. In Papua New Guinea, um, betel nut. You give people betel nut. Chickens, ducks, pigs. I've never bought anybody a pig, but that would be an amazing gift to give someone. Very expensive. Uh, things like this. This is a way that you make the tribe happy that you're visiting. If you show up and you just are like taking pictures of them, it's very superficial and very disconnected, I think. I don't come in with my camera on first. I don't even have my camera out. I first come in and I make a rapport with the tribe. I shake hands with everybody. I introduce myself to everybody. I spend a day with them. We laugh. We exchange gifts. And I show them pictures in my phone from my travels. All these little things, you know, really get to know them first. And then, you know, you bust out the cameras and you ask if it's okay. And everyone is so happy. They're so fascinated by the camera. You know, I show all the kids the Snapchat filters on my phone. Even the adults, they love it. Let me see if I can find some videos I took. Like it's very fun for these things. Let's see if we hear them laugh. Oops. Sexy. I love teaching them words. Thank you so much, Lotus, for the donation. Yes, please come on a retreat with me one day. I would love it. There's a retreat in Mexico this November. Joy, my homegirl that's in the chat here, she'll be there. Yeah, come to the retreat. You're welcome. Anytime, you're always welcome. And it's crazy, actually, that a lot of these places have service. I couldn't believe it. Even in the Sepik area, they had service. Can you believe it? Starlink and everything. It's just... Oh, that's so funny. What kind of cigarettes do I bring? Just the normal cigarettes from the city. I appreciate that donation. The donations mean a lot when I'm out here because, you know, it's rough out here. I think worldwide we'll have complete Wi-Fi everywhere eventually. Menthol, non-menthol. I don't know. I don't smoke cigarettes, so I don't even know the difference. I just grab the packs of cigarettes and give them away. Are you excited to go back to Oaxaca? Yeah, I'm very excited to go back to Oaxaca. Oaxaca feels like my home in a lot of ways. Really, Mexico City feels like my home. but Oaxaca is a place that I'm very familiar with. I have so many friends there, and I have people I consider family there. And we do a lot of charity work in Oaxaca with the Mazatec and Zapotec people. So the retreats that we do there are very important to me because we're raising money for people that mean a lot to me. The Zapotec community in Teotitlan is like, that's where I stay. Like I talk to them all the time. Like they're calling me, even here in Papua, I've been talking to them. So like these people are very, very special to me, and they are trying to save their culture. So we're trying to raise money, which we have been pretty successful at raising some money. We haven't really fully began the projects yet. We still need a little bit more to go full force. We're in the saving process now, and the conversational process of how do we do this the most effective and efficient way. And yeah, so going on these retreats is amazing. You're doing amazing. Something really, not only do you get like a life-changing experience, because I'm very confident, if there's one thing I'm confident in this life, is if you is if you travel with me, you might get sick, but also you will have the craziest life-changing experience that you'll ever have traveling. I I don't do the normal tourist stuff. You know, my whole idea when I'm traveling is to like, I want to see authentic, real, strange, unusual, something that's completely different than my normal. And that's what I try to offer in these retreats. And yeah, if you come on the Mexico retreat or any of the retreats, you're going to have that experience that you'll take with you forever. You'll be telling your grandkids these stories, and you're helping. I don't I don't take any money from it. I donate my time to these retreats. I don't This is my passion project with this foundation. This foundation is my passion project, trying to save the Zapotec language. We're working on books. We're working on initiatives to inspire the children to maintain their language, to maintain their culture. We're making language classes. We're making language books. We're making working with the school in Teotitlan to inspire different events and things to make the kids involved. Like, for example, they make rugs in Teotitlan, traditional rugs with wool, with natural dyes, but only the old people are doing it. The kids don't care. The kids hardly speak the language. They want to move into the cities. So I'm trying to get programs going that the school will help these kids keep their traditions alive, like contest. Who can make the best poem in the native language? Who can make the best rug? Who, like, for kids, so that you have to learn, and then if you win, you get some prize. I don't know, maybe finance, money prize, or we take you on to Six Flags, or so. I don't know what we're still in the trying to figure it all out. But these are some of the programs that you coming on the retreat funds. Like, we are really trying to save these endangered traditions. Tyler, thank you so much, bro. And do India retreat in Feb. Wait, oh man, Tyler, if you came, I'll do it. Okay, I'll do it. Thank you for the donation, man. I really, really appreciate it. I also love that you've included the of Earth in your name. It's a movement. It's a movement. We aren't Americans. We aren't whatever we think we are. We are of this planet. We are one people. Thank you for putting that in your name. Oh, my boy Juanito is in here. John. John came on the retreat to Oaxaca. And he's one of my favorite photographers. And oh, Jordan's in here too, man. All the homies are in here. Jordan's also coming to the Mexico retreat, so you guys get to meet some of the best people you'll ever meet. John, Juanito, great photographer, great person. I'm excited to put you all on my team one day. You know, I'm still trying to figure out how I can involve my friends into these projects without it being like financially crippling, you know? I don't know how to have volunteers yet. I don't know how to do it. I'm trying to figure it out because, like, to take people on the retreats for free is very, very expensive. And yeah, I'm still working on it. But Juanito, Jordan, you guys are all on my list of like people I would love to be involved in these projects, like on a deeper level than just like paying for a retreat or something, you know. Like Juanito, I would love to use your photography skills and just your knowledge in general. I will find a volunteering opportunity for you. I just it's in my mind for sure. I promise it's in my mind. It's just I don't know how to execute it yet. Lemon, thank you, Lemon, for the love, for the donation. You guys, thank you guys so much for the donations. I need a shave. I have no razor. I had the Manscaped buzzer. You guys know the Manscaped? I had one, but I lost the charger. Thanks for your presence. Love your videos. Always filled with awe. Thank you so much. You know, I've been in an emotional rough patch the past few years. I think all of us kind of have. I think the pandemic and just the state of the world has really like emotionally taken a toll on me. I think it's actually might not even be me. It's the energy of the world right now. I think we're in a transitional period, and I think this transition is kind of tough on our emotions a little bit, especially if we don't have some practices to ground ourselves and to stay strong. And I think I've been weak in my practices these past few years, but I'm feeling so good in this moment. Thank you for the support. Thank you for sticking with me. I know I neglected my YouTube channel a lot, neglecting my podcast. My podcast was doing so well, having some amazing conversations with people like David Icke and Alex Gray and Duncan Trussell and Tommy Chong and your mate Tom and all these amazing people. And I've been neglecting it. So really next year, like I said, I'm going to do this trip to come back to Papua to visit the Korowai so I can try to find the psychedelics that they're using, if they are using any. And then Ethiopia, and then that's it. So only 2 trips next year. And I'm going to be full force on my YouTube, editing all these videos I've been collecting, rebooting the podcast. I have to get to 100 episodes on the podcast. I think it's only like, 40 episodes or something I did. And, you know, I want to get it all back. It's tough, man. It's tough maintaining life, isn't it? It's tough to stay focused. Will, man, all you guys are in here. Thank you, man. This is when I see all you guys in here that I know personally, that have come on retreats or that have just been around for a long time. That is such a affirmation for me. Like I without you guys like showing me love and support and like being my actual friends, I would have given up so long ago. Boars, thank you so much for the donation, and thank you for the support for the poetry book. I'm very happy to hear you bought my poetry book. You know, I haven't promoted that book as much as I wanted to, but to hear that you got it and enjoyed it means a lot. That book took me my whole 20s to write. A lot of ups and downs in that book. I appreciate it. Seriously. Good to have you back. Thank you, Will, for the donation. I would love to go to that Noah's Ark. Actually, I'm going to Turkey in like a month and a half. I'll go. If you go in a month and a half, me, you, Ramazan, and Pete, my friend Pete, and Ibuka, whoever, will go to that Noah's Ark. It's near Şanlıurfa. Noah's Ark, Turkey. Let me Google how far it is. Archaeologists have found Noah's Ark. Was Noah's Ark found in Mount Ararat to Şanlıurfa? Oh, it's 10 hours. 10-hour drive. That's still not that bad. Yeah, we should go, dude. That would be a fun adventure. I'm gonna propose that to Ramazan. Haddad, good to see you in here too. Do I want to start a family one day? Yes, I really, really would love to have like this, to have a family. Yeah, I would. And I feel it more and more the older I get. And I'm now feeling like I am understanding what it means to be a man. What does it mean to be a man? I feel like being a man, this might sound like a religious brainwash thing to say, especially after I was just like criticizing the Christians. But I think being a man means a commitment to God. Being a good father means to be a commitment to God. A commitment in the sense of like you're bringing something into the world and you're taking a responsibility. And the responsibility is to give this person a mind to navigate through the hardships that everyone faces in life. I didn't have a dad to do that. I know a lot of people in this chat probably didn't have good parents. And I think the way that you do this, the way that you raise somebody with a good mind, to be disciplined, to be smart, to be focused, to be sharp, because these are really the future, man. It's not like it was in the past. You can't really get away with being dumb anymore, because if you're dumb, you're going to be taken advantage of in this world. And actually, they want us dumb. They want us stupid. They want us eating poison. They want us with no self-power, because if we don't have the power in ourselves, they have the power. These corporations, these politicians who are looking to control us in every way, our food, our entertainment. How much of who you think you are is actually you? How much of it is actually just the cultural engineers telling you who you are? Do you even know who you are? It's hard to say. So I think like I'm getting to a place where I see like I could be a good father and I have it in me. It's scary for sure. And you have to find a partner that sees the world through this way for it to be successful. But yeah, I do. Thank you for the donation, Hadid, and thank you for the question. And there was another Vixen. What would your advice be to a newer YouTube channel? Okay, that's an interesting question. Now, I'm not like one of these YouTubers that had it easy, I have been on YouTube for a long time. I've gone through different niches. I've gone through a lot of ups and downs. My channel was never like this successful thing like I see other people have. I've watched other people have these YouTube channels and they just explode and they just make all this money, and it's their videos and content is not even really anything special. And I just never really understood, like, why not me? Like I'm making cool videos, I'm making authentic videos, but like for some reason it's just wasn't in my cards for it to be easy. But I've realized if you're a newer YouTube channel, consistency is very important. Quality is important. You have to understand people's psychology and attention. For example, how to draw people's attention. There's a lot of competition as far as social media content goes. So you have to know how to draw people's attention. What can you say that's going to make people watch instead of scroll immediately? Because everybody is doom scrolling now. Everyone is like this constantly or like this. So, how do you grab their attention in that first second? That's very important when you're considering your videos. What do you say right away? These are all things I'm learning now. Um, I think niche is necessary because this is what I tell myself. It might not be true. It might just be me trying to I don't know, like justify my YouTube and the way it has worked. But I think all these channels that make pranks or pop culture content, they get a lot of views and they get a lot of attention, but it requires a level of being inauthentic, I think. And I think to pigeonhole yourself into these into these types of niches, like for example, I see some people like my friends like Substance who has cornered himself into the niche of psychedelics, and he has to constantly push himself by taking more and more and more crazy drugs, more and more crazy things. And I think like this type of niche is not good. I don't think he's inauthentic. I think he's a very inauthentic person, probably one of the most authentic people. He shows everything, all his problems in his family and stuff. But I think cornering yourself into that type of niche can be very dangerous and very not good in the long run. Although you might get a lot of views and a lot of attention at first, just make what you want to make. Don't worry about what other people want to see. Make what you make. Like for me, my shit's all over the place. Some of it's kind of disrespectful humor. A lot of people get mad at some of my humor because I talk about spirituality and then I make a stupid joke and they the contradiction to them that someone can be have dark humor and spiritual is not something that they can understand. So like my channel, I think the reason I've had so much trouble with being one of those people that just blow up or having a consistent fan base or big fan base is because of this, because I just kind of make the videos I want to make, and the right people will find them. The right people that understand will understand. So my advice to you, consistency, authenticity. Niches are good, but don't put yourself in a niche that's going to trap you. If the niche is something that you're genuinely interested in and you can see it being something that you want to talk about or engage in always, then yeah, a niche is good. Spirituality for me, I guess, I don't even know what my niche is. What is my niche? Travel, spirituality, psychedelic. I don't know what my niche is. It's kind of all over the place because I'm all over the place. And I think I've gotten a lot of great people in my life because of that. Maybe not the biggest channel. My views are not big views, but the people that are in my comment section are the coolest people on the planet who have become my real life friends. So I hope that answered your question. Big is relative. Yeah, big is relative. That's true. I'm sure I seem popular or big to outsiders, but man, it's been a long journey for me. I don't feel special. I don't feel blessed. I mean, I would definitely feel blessed. I don't want to say I don't feel blessed, but I don't feel like it came easy. A lot of people see a YouTube channel, and if it's doing well, they, just assume it was easy or something, but this has been a long journey for me. You're so humble. I'm not humble. It's just the truth. Like I've been emotionally depleted because of this YouTube channel so many times in my life, ready to give up, seeking validation and being emotionally crushed when I don't receive it. It's not humble. It's just speaking true. Come to Iceland. Man, there's so many places I want to go. There's so many places I want to go. And I hope to come to Iceland one day. I want to go to like one of the really cold places. I don't know if Iceland's even cold, is it? Isn't it like Iceland is green and Greenland is ice? Isn't it something like that? Vivek. How do you say your name? Is it Vivek or Vivek? I'm in the thick of traveling right now, but when I get home or get some downtime, like when I'm in Mexico in a couple months, I would love to do a collaboration with you again, or maybe do a podcast or something. Winter is coming. It's about to be cold. Yeah, I know Michigan is so cold. That's where my family's from. Come check out Kazam. Yeah, you know who? Dude, check this out. This blew my mind. Okay, so Paul Stamets sends me a message on Instagram. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, Paul Stamets just followed me. I was, that's crazy. Paul Stamets followed me. And I clicked the message and he's talking to me about India. Like, oh shit, Paul Stamets talking to me about India? That's insane. And then I scrolled down more in my messages and I see a message from Alex Gray. Oh shit, Paul Stamets and Alex Gray messaging me randomly in the same day. I opened the Alex Gray message and it's Alex Gray saying, "Hey, Paul Stamets is trying to reach you. He just sent me a message. Here's his email." I'm like, "What the fuck? What matrix am I in where Paul Stamets and Alex Gray are talking about me?" Vivek. And dude, Alex Gray is the absolute best. He's given me so much love these past few years. It blows my mind. I am such a I don't want to say fanboy, but like I'm a fanboy of both of them. So like it was just a cool little career moment for me. So yeah, I plan to go to Kazam. I told Alex I'm gonna come to Kazam, and yeah, I don't know. It's just really cool. Thank you. You know, us psychedelic guys, we're a small group. We have to stick together. You know, we can never be in competition with each other if we're really going to be in service to the message of the psychedelic. If we're really trying to share it in a spiritual way, then when one of us make it, we all have to make it. You know, I think it's better if we're a group, all of us little psychedelic YouTubers, especially the ones that see it for what it actually is. That's not just trying to get high or something. Because we're the next generation, you know, like Alex Gray, Paul Stamets, Terrence McKenna, Dennis McKenna. These are all the older guys, but you know, no one's going to pass the torch to us. We have to take the torch ourselves. We have to claim our space, and we have to, you know, stick together in this and make sure we're always collaborating with the people that are on the same mission. I think that's really the way that we make this social media thing work, because our psychedelic spiritual niche is a hard one, especially when you have like all the Instagram coaches and yoga retreat people who I feel like are kind of just a money grab. Like the psychedelic people that are on the shamanic path, like it's a hard path to take. And if you're going to walk it sincerely, it's not going to come easy. So I think like we all have to be a tribe together. But I do find a lot of competition and a lot of ego in this little world. And I've had it myself, but there's no room for it. There's no room for it. Do you have a P.O. box that I could send art? Ooh, I do have a P.O. box, but I don't know it off the top of my head. If you go to my Facebook, I'm pretty sure it's on my Facebook. Facebook, just / Dakota Wint. Thank you, Josh, for the 10 euro, my man. We just need to cultivate, nurture, and love and embrace and be ready for what to come. There may be a lot of pain, so a lot of love will be needed to heal. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate that you see my channel in that way. Yeah, you said it. You said it. There's a lot of suffering coming. There's a lot of suffering coming. We can all feel it. We all know that something big is happening. We felt it before COVID, and then boom, COVID hit. And it's still not done, I feel. I still feel the tremors of the earthquake, you know? Something's happening. We have a big tidal wave of something happening in our future. Our children, man, the kids right now are in for a tough ride, and us too. So I think us as being the next elders, you know, us that are in our mid 20s, 30s, 40s, we are the ones that need to be focused and need to be loving in these stressful moments, because I saw some quote that was in a meme. It said something like, oh, fuck. It said something like, the love is not going to save everything, but it's essential that it's there. But none of us survive in the end anyway, right? We all know how this thing ends. So I don't even know if it matters. Light of Tabor. Yeah, man, you know, I agree with you. The only way to be saved is to have a relationship with God, because the relationship to this mystery, the mystery which is God, is this reality itself, the very substance and fabric of our experience. That mystery is God to me. I don't think God is some written in a book. I think God is the energy that moves life. It is the fabric that we cannot touch, but we're moving through it. So I think when we can acknowledge this mystery and build a relationship with it, is the only way that we can be saved. It's the only thing that's going to save us. And to me, the psychedelic is pointing to this mystery. I know a lot of people don't like the word God, but the psychedelic reveals the mystery. It says, wake up. It opens your eyes and says, look around, you fucking dumbass. This is you're walking through life unaware. You're distracted. You're hypnotized. The psychedelic removes the hypnosis, and all of a sudden you're in this infinite, expansive conclusion, and we have to hang on to it. And the way to hang on to it is by having a relationship to the mystery. The psychedelic shows it to you, but you can't stay in the psychedelic always, because we're in these human bodies, and our human bodies can't maintain themselves in that space. But it shows us that that space is real. So I think the way that we maintain that space, at least the awareness of that space, is through spiritual practice. Is there a way to reach that conclusion without taking psychedelics? Yeah, I think religion. But a pure religion, not one that's like trying to get you to kill people or something. Any religion that's trying to take your attention and focus it on the mystery is a good religion. You were told meditating can give you the same experience. Yeah, I've been told that, but I can't get there. But I'm sure like those guys, the sadhus that are living in the caves and fasting and living in darkness are having those experiences. But I think it takes a big journey to get there. I don't think you just can meditate and get there very easily. Vivek. How did you start this whole journey being able to travel so much and connect with so many tribes? It's a very interesting story, John. A very long story, but I will give you the short story. So, when I very first started my YouTube, it was kind of like a emo comedy channel with my friend. And we called it Stay Happy, Stay Weird, which was our collaboration channel. And then we had our personal channels, which we used to promote our team, Stay Happy, Stay Weird. And people like Mitchell Davis, Live Lava Live, Live Lava Live. Let's think that's what it was called. Yeah, like all these like scene emo people, Smosh, My Digital Escape, um, uh, Leah Muir, Cap and Des, all these like emo YouTubers was how I got my start. I was making stuff like that. And my dream was to travel on the Vans Warped Tour. As a 13-year-old boy, that was my dream. I looked at this festival and all these bands that I loved with like hard eyes. And I was like, oh, one day I'm going to be in a band and I'm going to be on this tour. I wasn't in a band. Instead, I started a YouTube channel. And then as YouTube became kind of a thing that was like had influence, like when people started to realize like YouTubers was a career thing, because I was on YouTube before you like that was thought of as a career. Like if you were a YouTuber, it was very rare. And I reached out to the owner of Warped Tour in an email, not even expecting a response. Hey, I'm a YouTuber. Stay happy, stay weird. We are Stay Happy, Stay Weird. We have these many followers. We think we could be a good asset to the festival to have us on there. You know, it's the same. The people that watch our YouTube videos love these bands. And I was like, give us a chance. If it works out, good. If not, thank you for the chance and blah, blah, blah. I talked my way into it. Sky Viking, thank you so much for the donation. And thank you so much for the support. Thank you for loving my travel stories. And he said, yeah. The owner of the tour said, yeah, you guys come. We'll try you out. And it was successful. We started a clothing company called Stay Happy, Stay Weird. And we sold these t-shirts on the festival. We traveled with the festival every single date, going to each show. Started making friends with the bands, started making friends with all these people that I was like looked up to as a boy. Sleeping with Sirens, Pierce the Veil, Bring Me the Horizon, all these bands that I thought were untouchable are now I'm hanging out with all these people. Never Shout Never, smoking weed with him. And our clothing line was successful on the tour because we were kind of hippies a little bit. It was different. We were colorful. We had tie-dye. It was positive. Whereas all these bands were selling shirts like, you know, fuck sluts and these weird shirts that were like very aggressive. And said like "fuck you" on it, or like "mosh or die," or like all these crazy things. And ours was like "stay happy, too rad to be sad." Uh, One shirt said "I just want to save animals and think about the universe." So like we were different from what the tour was used to as far as what we were selling. So our clothes were very successful, and I was able to make like, there was one tour where in the first 3 days we made like $30,000. Obviously, it's not all profit. This tour is very, very expensive. Buying t-shirts is very, very expensive. So maybe half of that was profit, but still like $15,000 in 3 days was like the amount of money I've never fathomed. I've never seen so much money. We had like stacks of $20 bills filled in a backpack, and each day we would probably make between $1,000 to $5,000. So by the end of the tour, we had money. We invested a lot of it back into the company, and the company was successful for a lot of years. And I used that money that I saved to begin traveling. Warp Tour ended. I got into a breakup. I went to India. I had like $35,000 in my savings, which is not a lot of money, but I was smart with it, and I was able to invest some of it into crypto. I was able to invest some of it into my YouTube channel, and some of it some of it came back. And basically, that was how I was able to fund my travels, and really how I'm still funding my travels was from the investment of Warp Tour. So I always give props, and I always give my start to that. To Warp Tour was a big, big part of my journey. Like, they gave me financial freedom, which $30,000 is not the most money, but for me, as like a boy from Detroit that had no dad growing up, my mom didn't have money. Really raised by my grandma. My grandma didn't really have money, and we weren't like poor, but there were moments when I remember growing up that we would use the oven for heat. We would be like sitting around the oven for heat, and we didn't even have air conditioning until like 5 years ago. So like normal family from Detroit, not rich, not dirt poor, but like working class family, living paycheck to paycheck. I had a PlayStation growing up and stuff, so it wasn't like I was like, some, living in dirt. But $30,000 is a shitload of money to me, and yeah, so it was so nice for Warp Tour. It was a big blessing for me, and that's how I began traveling. And also, it's rough, man. Rough. Warp Tour is a very, very rough tour to be on. Every day you're in a new city. Every day you're having to load up and unload, and you're getting no sleep. You're in the sun all day. It's hard to eat, and very challenging on your body. So that gave me the skills, I think, to travel in places like India, meeting people every day. We were meeting hundreds of people a day. So I was able to learn how to talk to people, how to sell things to people. That was my job. I had to sell t-shirts to people. So, man, that tour gave me so much life skills. And shout out to Kevin Lyman. Shout out to Warp Tour. How do you react to the criticism of all the people talking wild on your videos of skeletons in the Ganga? Oh, I don't care. They're not criticizing me, as I didn't put the bodies in the Ganga. So like, they can talk however they want to talk. I'm just showing a reality, I'm here in Varanasi. Wow, there's a fucking dead body right here. You can critique that however you want. That critique has to do with India, not me. Am I 30 yet? Yeah, I am 30. You can buy a car with 30,000? Yeah. Yeah, you could, but I never even owned a car. I had a couple cars actually, but when I was like 16, I had like a Ford Taurus, 94 Ford. I've never had a new car or a nice car. I've always had some shit car that just breaks down every month and just like dumping money to keep it uh, running. I've never had a car, functioning car. Semen retention is powerful. Yeah, I'm trying to do it. I don't do it, no, but I want to. It's hard, man. It's a hard commitment. Giving up porn, giving up masturbating, giving up sex, these are hard things to do, but I know there's power in it because when I masturbate or something, or when I'm watching porn, I can feel the energy levels being depleted. And also, like watching porn, like watching people have sex, and usually sometimes, like if I watch porn, I can see the darkness in it because, like, when you watch too much porn, you see girls different, women. You look at women different. You like, I'm speaking as a man, and I'm speaking very openly and very vulnerably. But I'm not saying you don't view women as humans or that you can't view them as like normal people with lives. But like, if you see like a hot girl walk by, the first thing you think is like, "Damn, look at that booty," or "Ooh," you know. And I feel like that comes from watching too much porn. Obviously, it's biological too, but I think porn makes it worse. And I don't want to look at women that way. I don't want the first thing I think of when I look at a woman is like, oh, oh. And I also think porn is psychologically damaging because when you are overly horny, you are easy to control. That's why you see hot women in Coca-Cola ads or insurance ads or buy this car and sexy girl. I think these things make us more suggestible when we are horny or when sex is being like pushed to the forefront of our psychology. We buy things easier. We're more easy to like trick into doing stupid stuff. So I think having a control over your lust, controlling your lust is the first step to controlling your mind. This is the lowest impulse of the human body. If you can't control your sexual urges or at least release them and not be completely taken by them, you have no control over your mind. I see it in myself. And semen retention is something I want to practice. I'm not really practicing it, but it's something I like. I actually just yesterday, me and Davey from a Davey Dose podcast, the Davey Dose YouTube channel, we were talking about this yesterday. We were like, dude, we're not watching porn no more. We both made a promise to each other like yesterday or 2 days ago not to watch porn anymore. I don't want to watch porn anymore. Did I sell my hair? I did sell my hair one time. I sold my hair and donated the money to leukemia. Semen retention makes me feel like a superhero. Hey, Jason, good to see you. Jason was there with me in the early Warp Tour days, actually. I don't know if you were in here for that big Warp Tour talk, but V Third Eye was there. Yeah. No, I want to control my impulses. He started the convo with yeah, okay. You came in the wrong time. or the right time. Imagine like never releasing your cum and only doing it with intention, not just because you want to like have some high or some release. It's like smoking weed or something, you know? Like, oh, I just want to feel something. That's what masturbating is. It's a weakness of you just wanting to escape the moment to feel good for a couple minutes or however long it takes you. But I feel like if you can control that, that's where the alchemy happens. Because we all have post nut clarity. Every guy in here knows what post nut clarity is. As soon as you come, you're like, oh my God, dude, you just closed the computer. I can't believe I fucking watched that. Oh my God. Or even like, I don't have casual sex anymore, but when I was younger, I would have casual encounters. And there would just be times where I'm like, oh my God, dude, what am I doing? As soon as you come, you just want this person to leave. And like, I don't want to treat people like that. I don't want to just use some person's body as like a masturbation toy. It's always consensual, obviously, but like, come on, we're better than that. One night stands are weird. Yeah. They're fun until right after. Okay, but for real, what do you do when you're horny? How to help stop? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. What about tantric sex? Most of these hippies that are talking about tantra have no idea what tantra is. They're using it as an excuse to have sex. Real tantra is not just about sex. Real tantra is too deep. It's too deep that when I see these people promoting tantric sex, I see right through it because I hang out with real tantrics. I've been in India with real tantrics who are doing tantric rituals with dead bodies, with human skulls. Real tantra that are doing these practices that would give you nightmares. And when I see like these white dudes with Vishuddha Das wearing the tilak and they're like trying to sell you like, oh, tantric sex, like, yeah, come to my retreat. It's like, nah, steer clear of that. First, learn what real tantra is. Tantra has nothing to do with sex. It's a part of it. It can be a part of it. But anyone that's trying to sell you tantra as being specifically about sex is just trying to have sex with you. Being white's okay, but when you're like when you're like a white dude from America that read the Kama Sutra one time and now you're trying to like use that as an excuse to have sex with people and don't really understand the cultural significance of what tantra actually is. When your only context to tantra is sex, then I feel like the critique of the race is got some ground to it. But they're always white dudes, isn't it? It's always the dreadlock white dude who's wearing the whole outfit, who talks like this. Those are the scariest people. They're all over. Life coach, intuitive coach. They put it, you can see it right when go to their Instagram. If they have those types of keywords, if they think they're a coach and they have some abstract word before the title coach, that's a big red flag. Spiritual influencer. Gynecologist coach. Tantric gynecologist coach. $2,000 for my course. Plant medicine integration coach. Cooch doctor. Do I have a journal? Hey, Rachel, good to see you in here. I just write on my phone. I don't have a real journal that I handwrite in. I type everything. Aaron Dowdy. Oh, that's funny. You bring him up as I'm saying all this. Yeah. I am friends with Aaron Dowdy. Yeah, I like Aaron Dowdy. I am sober and smoke-free. Journey for 1.5 months. Good job, bro. I'm currently not smoking any weed either. I've been on a big weed. Okay, so I smoked weed in Thailand, which was about a couple weeks ago, and I smoked weed about a week ago with the tribe. But besides that, I have not been smoking weed for this year. Really, maybe in Thailand I went a little bit hard, but yeah, I'm also taking a big smoke break right now. I'm not letting the weed control me anymore. And thank you for the 100 rupees, bro. Mirabai. Dhanyawad. Isn't V third eye a predator? You know, it's very interesting when people maintain these kind of titles to somebody. I don't know the full story of what happened with that. I wasn't there, and I never really inquired into it so much outside of what was being spread online. But as far as I know, I think that's a very, very brutal title to give somebody. That's a life-ruining title to haunt somebody with. I think people are capable of becoming better people, especially when they're young. When you're like a 20-year-old kid, well, he was 20 and had sex with a 17-year-old or something. I don't think like being called a predator for your entire life because of that is like is not what a real predator is. I think we should speak about situations not in extreme ways or in sensational ways, but if we're really going to create a space for real conversation to happen, I think like we have to talk real. We don't talk in sensational ways that is going to like destroy someone's life. I mean, you talk however you want, you know. Talk however you want. I know even just me saying this is like cancel worthy, but he admitted it in a video. He said he regretted it. 15-year-old intoxicated and asleep. Oh, I mean, I don't know about that. I don't know if she was drunk and asleep. That's not the story I know. Yeah, that's not the story that I'm familiar with. But I think there is a big movement right now where people are like obsessed with canceling people. And some people deserve it, but it's ironic that the people that actually deserve it, nothing happens. Like all these politicians and all these people that are like running sex rings and stuff, not young men, 20 years old, you know, anyone that's in a preteen or anything like that is obviously very bad. 16 years old, these are not children, but these are people that are not fully, these you can easily influence young girls. And I think there is definitely a conversation to have to say, like, is this person intentionally influencing this person for their own sexual benefit? And if they're doing that as a lifestyle, then that's kind of predatory behavior. But I think, like, people in life, young people make mistakes. Look, I'll tell you this. I've never been like a sexual deviant. I've never done anything bad in a sex wise, especially to teenagers. Maybe when I was a teenager, but I've done things that people would hate me for sure. There's been moments in my life where I was weak, that I have done things, if people knew, that they would look at me completely different. Oh, we're human, And I would be very, very sad if my entire life was packaged because of those moments. If I walked through life and people identified me with those weak moments, because I'm not that person. I'm not who I am in my weak moments when I was young, or in even now. If I'm in a weak moment, that's not who I am. I'm a human being that has weak moments. But I think the Me Too movement, the cancel culture, had a place. It had a place. Um, I think ultimately a lot of it was very sensational and ruined the lives of a lot of people who maybe didn't need to have their life ruined. And I think there was a lot of people that did need to have their life exposed and their behavior exposed. I think a lot of people were sacrificed, but I think, like, when it comes to the big the big ones, Jeffrey Epstein and Joe Biden and all these people who are really in positions of power and really doing some really dark things, nothing happens. Where's the cancel culture with these things, with the politicians and with the big celebrities? I mean, I guess we're seeing like P. Diddy and stuff come out, but I think these are actually just sacrifices too. I think, like, these, it goes even higher. It's really no one's place to point fingers. You have to pull the plank out of yours first. Yeah, it's true. And I'm not defending anybody or accusing anybody of anything. I'm just saying, like, talking in a sensational, absolute way, in an absolutist kind of way, is not really beneficial in the long run. Yeah, it's fun. It gets headlines going. And I've taken part of it. I even made fun of Vashuddhas in this chat already, Koi Fresco. And I've talked bad before publicly about his sexual deviance and how he tried fucking my ex-girlfriend and how he manipulated this whole situation to try to, like, just for his own sexual gratification. And I've held that against him for a long time because of my own ego, because of my own just not liking him. And even today, I might even get, if I saw him, I might even be triggered enough to approach him, and it could get ugly. But if I'm going to speak honestly, I think he's probably changed. I probably don't think he's that dude. I don't think that that moment in his life needs to be who he is forever. I mean, it's kind of a meme and fun for me to pick on him because I don't really like him. But like as an individual, I think that Vishita Das is actually probably really on the path and really trying to be a better man. And I think he has a baby now and a wife, and I don't know what the relationship is. I know he was cheating on his previous girlfriend all the time. I hung out with him and I knew him personally. But like now I can't say I know him. I can't say he's the same person he was when he did that. So it's like, you know, talking in an absolutist way about someone's mistakes is not beneficial in the long run. You think I'm jealous? Yeah, I mean, someone trying to have sex with your girlfriend, I'm sure jealousy is a part of that. Disrespect is the big part of that, especially when it's your friend. I think mostly disrespect and jealousy. But I'm being dishonest if I hold him to that forever. Because I haven't checked him out in a long time, but I bet he's still talking about spirituality. He still thinks he's a guru, selling books on how to master meditation in 1 week as if he's mastered meditation. I think he's sincere. I think we were young men, and I definitely got back at him with his girlfriend. I'm not proud of it, but I was at least successful in my mission. And I'm bad too. That makes me bad too. Revenge is lame. Yeah, it was lame. I didn't feel happy about the revenge, but it is what it is, boys. I was a young man. I wouldn't do it now. I don't want to get into it, Robert. It doesn't matter. Do I have a girlfriend now? No, I don't have a girlfriend. I actually haven't had a girlfriend since those days. Flings. I've had flings, But I won the war. You should start a drama channel. Yeah. Nah, I don't want any drama in my life. I want to get rid of all the drama. I just want to love everybody. I want to hug Vishidadas and I don't want to fight him. But I'm a human and I feel emotions, and sometimes I'm not in control enough to navigate my emotions. I'm trying to stay hydrated. My lips are dry. That means I'm dehydrated, right? I haven't been drinking much water this week. I need to overdose myself. Yeah, I've got some bad qualities. but I'm working on them. And it's every day is a battle to fight myself. And I acknowledge it. He's a whole dad right now. Good. And you know what? He will be a great father because, like we were talking about earlier in this chat, that I think being a good father is a commitment to your spiritual practice. I really believe that Koi is committed to his spiritual practice. And I know that his kid will have a great father, a strong father with good values. And we were young, dude. We were like 24 years old when this happened. But I do like the comedic value of making fun of him. And I can't promise that I will stop. Dakota on Joe Rogan would go so hard. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I can't say when, but I promise I will make something that inspires Joe to invite me on. He already followed me on Instagram. It's just a matter of time. Yancey, thank you so much for the donation. Fancy Yancey. About the conversation of weed and porn, could you give any wisdom for staying healthy, so to speak, when the gravity towards bad habits is strong? Really, it's a personal practice. I think it's going to be different for each person. I think each people are going to have their own triggers and going to have to find how to control those triggers. I'm still learning mine. I don't even have like mine under control enough to give you like a solid advice. It really just is going to come for me. It's willpower. It's going to come down to willpower and just like not giving in to your desires, you know, like I don't know any other way to stop it. It's just really controlling myself. Is my body in control of me, or am I the slave to my impulses, or am I the master of them? I'm the slave of them, but I'm now in the process of learning to master them. I wish I had a good answer. How are my flings like? I don't really have casual flings. There is people in my life, girl in my life, woman in my life that has been there for a long time. And it's just, the situation is just not ideal for a relationship with a title. But there are, I love all my past girlfriends, all my girlfriends, all the way to my high school girlfriend, I have good relationships with. And it's not romantic at all. It's just like friends. I'm friends with all my ex-girlfriends. Literally all of them I'm still friends with. And we speak on random occasions. My ex from my early 20s has a bunch of kids now, and I just send love and blessings to her and her family. Same with my very first girlfriend, the girl that like I was head over heels in love with. I love forever. I will always love her. Not in a romantic way, but as like in a special person in my life kind of way. And we're totally different people. We would have never been together now. But I have love for them, you know, like I'll always love them. Randomly, I'll send that love sometimes to her family. And like it makes me so happy and so emotional to like see these people that were such big parts of my life. I've never had like a really casual girlfriend. All my girlfriends have been long-term girlfriends. And I feel so happy that they are, you know, doing well and having families, and yeah, it's like a blessing. Is there a place to look at your t-shirt sizing? I'm an XXL at times, but I only see you sell. Some of those t-shirts have double X's. You talking about the Stay Happy, Stay Weird shirts? There's some 2X's on there. Most of those shirts are printed on Gildan. So if you are familiar with Gildan, I'm sure you have a bunch of Gildan shirts in your house. And there's also some shirts on there that say oversized. So like those oversized shirts, a large is like a double X, or a large is like an XL. So look for that keyword oversized, or look for Gildan size charts as your reference. You just broke up with a guy and he's butthurt and can't be friends. Yeah, but that's just the initial, let him sort himself out. And yeah, he's hurt. When men are angry, it's because they're hurt. Let me know if you need a wife. Yeah, I'm looking for sure. I'm looking for someone that I think could be a good life partner, a good mother, a good person that can see my vision in life and give me the strength to accomplish it. You know, Not that I'm relying on a woman to give me my strength, but there's no strength like the strength that you get from loving a woman. Your longest relationship was 2 years? Yeah, most of my relationships break the 2-year mark. My ex has probably went crazy. I definitely was a very shitty boyfriend in my teenage years, in my early 20 years. Yeah, I was not good. Definitely like emotionally abusive, and like had lots of side chicks, and I would gaslight, and I would get into fights on purpose so that we would break up so I could go hang out with another girl, so then it wouldn't be considered cheating. I know you guys in here know that trick. Girls in here know that trick too. That's a universal trick. Oh, I was so toxic, man. I can't believe it. I feel sad sometimes when I think about it, because like I had some very amazing girls that are now women, and they loved me, and I took it for advantage because I couldn't control myself. But to wrap all this up back to the circle is like, I don't want to be, I'm not that person that I was. I've gone through so much changes. I've done a lot of work on myself that I would hate for these moments to haunt me, and for the people on the internet to be constantly saying, oh, he did this, you know, because yeah, I did that. I did these things, and I've hurt girlfriends in my life, and I've hurt people in my life. I've done things that people, that are not good things, but like that's not my character. What was the catalyst for such change? Just going through life. Psychedelics was a big one. Mushrooms was a big one for me. Um, what else? Just, really, when I look back at it, it's always been me trying to find spiritual, the spiritual. All of these things was a lack of my connection to love, a lack of my connection to something bigger than myself. It was self-hate being expressed. It was inner confusion, a lack of self-discipline, a lack of relationship to my own self. And only could I begin to have a relationship with myself when I began to understand the spiritual. And I actually realized that all those moments, all those negative moments were pushing me towards that. Everything in our life is nudging us towards awakening. And some people never realize that, but everything is nudging us towards waking up. And when you begin to see that, is when you transcend those lower emotions. It's when you transcend being toxic, when you transcend hurting people, because really, when you are hurting people, it's because you're hurt yourself. I hurt my previous girlfriends because I was hurting myself. I couldn't accept their love. I didn't love myself. Had no father growing up. I had really, my mom might feel offended for me to say this, but I feel like I didn't have a good relationship with my mom until I was in my 20s, until I started smoking weed. I feel like, yeah, like all of these things was just me trying to find love and it being expressed in a very destructive way. Now look at me, I'm like a dirty homeless man. I haven't showered. I got stuff in my beard. In the pathetic beard that I can grow. It's that quote, hurt people hurt people. That was the whole foundation of my youth. All the way up until I was like in my 20s. When I got heartbroken, that's when I was like, yo, I got to find something to help me. And that was, that was it. Now here I am. And now the women that have come in my life are powerful women. And they're people that I would never hurt because why would I ever want to hurt someone that's as beautiful and strong and such a good person, And I have the respect for myself and for others now that when I get into a relationship, it's going to be a real relationship, no funny business of my youth. I haven't dated someone in so long. I have actually no idea. I'm actually doing all the work right now so that when I meet the future mother of my future kid, that we don't have to go through all that bullshit, I already did it all. Damn, that Papua short got 36 million views. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. That's the most views I've ever gotten in a week. 36 million views in 1 week. That's the most famous handshake of the week. Also, my Instagram, the same week, got like 20 million views. That was a very big week for me. It took me 50 years, John Coltrane, psychedelics, a home distillery, and grandkids. Your beard is way grubbier. I'm right behind you. And Alice Coltrane, for me, I love listening to Alice Coltrane. Ramazan's first time. I'm so glad that Ramazan joke became a thing because I was laughing the whole time at like Ramazan's first experience with everything. What do you think about cringe and nostalgia? Sometimes I like cringe. Like sometimes I watch these cringy videos just to like, ugh, but it's like an addiction. Nostalgia is also another addiction. Sometimes I watch these 90 videos and just like cry in my mind. Where did we all go wrong? The 90s was the pinnacle. We had, or the early 2000s. It's like we had internet, we had phones. Man, we didn't really have so much phones. I don't really remember having a phone until high school. But yeah, the 2010s, we should have stopped. I had a thought that nostalgia is cringe matured. No, no, no. They're different things. Life peaked in 1967. Damn, could you imagine? Unfortunately, I feel like the hippie movement was probably a lot like the festival movement. Like, I think because we weren't alive and we look back at it with this romantic idea, I bet it was just a bunch of rich kids cosplaying. All these like San Francisco, you know, children of BlackRock owners. I bet if we were there, it would be just as cringe as like the festival people now. But yeah, you're right. Definitely artistically, the 60s, the 70s, even the 80s, man, even the 90s. I don't know what happened to art. The 90s, man, was so good musically. The 80s was so good musically. 70s, so good. 60s, so good. The I don't know, like even the 2000s was good too, like emo music, punk rock music. And I do see like I do respect like the electronic music that how in music innovated to electronic music. But now it's like we're reverting to art as being this like dumb, it's just dumb, meaningless. It has no meaning. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang is like just getting stuck in your head until you're like just drooling. You're like, oh yeah, I Gucci. You gotta go buy a $500 Gucci bag. Like art has been hijacked and taken over by corporations. Were you ever a raver? No, I was never a raver. There's so many great bands right now. Yeah, no, I know for sure. I'm obviously there's great musicians now, but I would say they're not really innovative. They're just repackaging what's already been done. Like we're not in enough heartache to produce great art in the US. Like the folk music, the protest music, all this stuff, the Beatles come together right now. That was for Timothy Leary running for some government position. Like so much of the art was tied up with the struggles of life. And Americans, yeah, we definitely have a lot of struggles. I'm not going to say we don't have struggles, but our struggles are different now. We don't have the type of struggles that are pulling at our heartstrings. Our struggles now are like what bathroom to use or the diet you're using or what political affiliation you have. Like these things are just about hijacking your emotions and making you fight with people. It's not the kind of struggle that's inspiring you to write poetry. It's not the kind of struggle that's inspiring real revolution, you know? I don't know. I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. I'm just a fucking dickhead YouTuber. It's funny some of you guys take me serious. I know nothing. It's so funny that people take people serious when they have some social media number. I find that like authority comes with numbers, but that's such a lie. Don't listen to people just because they have numbers. Come together right now over me. Shoo. That's my boy right there. Me and my boy. That's the guy I was smoking weed with. This is the guy I was smoking weed with right here. We got super stoned. We were smoking weed. I was like, it's been probably 2 weeks since I smoked weed. So I smoked this joint and I was like, oh my God. And he was naked with a bow and arrow. We smoked his weed and we went walking through the jungle. We went hunting for birds, stoned out of our mind. I was like stumbling stone. And it was like a movie. I was like so in tune with my senses. So what the fuck? I'm like looking at the poop on the ground and tracking animals and shit. And then at the end, we didn't catch nothing. He shot at a bird and missed. And I was like, man, we're just out here smoking weed, walking around naked with these bow and arrows. Obviously, we ain't going to catch shit. They sent me with the stoner hunter. How do you communicate? We just communicated like humans. The stoner hunter, man. Look at him, though. Look at that. How do you get weed out there? I don't know. They just got it. They smoke weed out here. In Papua New Guinea, weed is all over the place. All the tribes, not all the tribes, but like the younger people smoke weed. And right now, there's an invisible border that divides the island. On the side I'm on is very illegal. No weed allowed. You get caught, you're in big trouble. But these tribes live so rural, and you just cross the land. So on one side, weed is all over the place, and the other side, it's taboo. But the younger people, they just go get it and bring it back. He posted this picture on a motorcycle. I can't find it, but it was like such a badass picture. Dedimus, that's his name. Dedimus. That's my boy. He's got an Instagram. We're talking on Instagram. He just sent me a message just now, actually. That's why I brought it up. I don't understand the language, so I don't know what he's saying.
Setiap langkah kerja adalah tiket menuju
That's him in his normal clothes.
Teruslah berjuang, karena di ujung perjuangan, kesuksesan menunggu untuk disambut dengan tangan terbuka.
So crazy, these tribes, have an Instagram. Yeah, it's crazy. I was in Papua New Guinea on the other side, and when we were visiting the Sepik area, it's probably the most remote I've ever been. I've been to the Amazon jungle and stuff, but this was deeper than I've ever been in the Amazon. And in one of the villages, there was cell phone service. I was like, what the fuck, dude? This is the furthest corner of the world. It's a new world. It's truly a new world. Ever tried cocaine? No, I've never tried cocaine. I have been to Peru. I've tried the leaves, but I've never snorted anything. Actually, I snorted ketamine one time, but I hated it. It gave me this drip in the back of my throat, and I was like, never again am I going to snort anything. Which country is my second home? Mexico. I snorted pixie sticks. I know that. Did you make a cock cord and wear one? Yeah, I have one, but it's too small. It's too skinny. I tried to wear it, but it's like too skinny. You want to see it? I'll show you. My penis gourd. Come together right now over me. Shoot. Shoot. Come together right now over me. Here it is. They like put it around them, and then somehow they tie it. Yeah, it's long, but it's too skinny. But it's cool to have either way. Bro, I can't even wear it. Flaccid. They have, I can go buy one again. They're like, there's more in the market here in this town I'm in. Ew, brother. No, I didn't make it. I just bought it from the tribe. Can you get it tailored? No, because they're natural. So I think you just got to find one that's your right size. What do you know about Aboriginals and from Australia? Nothing. I don't know nothing. I know about the rainbow serpent. And that's about it. Any advice for going solo to Mexico City? Oh, Mexico City is amazing, dude. You don't need it. Don't worry about nothing. It's a normal city. It's very safe. Stay out of Tepito. That's what they say. I've hung out in Tepito a lot. I've had no problems. But I blend in a little bit in Mexico. So no one really bothers me there. I guess if a bunch of gringos are walking around Tepito, it could be dangerous. But yeah, just stay in La Condesa, Roma, in this area, which is the area you would want to stay in anyway. This is like the nice area. And yeah, and Mexico City is the best. Good food, amazing people. The Chalputepec is right there, the big park. All the markets. Mexico City is so good, dude. It's my favorite city. And the whole, any city I've been to, Mexico City is my favorite city. Favorite state in North America? Favorite state? Utah. Utah is amazing. Oregon, Washington. I feel like that whole area over there. California. My state, Michigan. Georgia. It's hard to pick. That's good to hear, Ben. Okay, you guys, it's almost noon here. So I am going to, I got to clean myself up. It's been like 3 days since I showered. You can tell. My hair's falling out. Look. I'm going to take a shower, clean myself, talk to you guys. Is it normal? Is hair falling out normal? Men in your 30s, is this normal? How much hair should you lose in one day? Because I know women lose a lot of hair. Like when a girl takes a shower, there's always like a clump of hair. $100 strands of hair a day. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if there's more. Look, there's 2 right there. That's normal for me to do that? Look, 1 more. That's normal? But what about if I just like do like this through my hair, like a hand through my hair? All right, Steven, that's good to hear. Thank you. I know, getting old, dude. Fuck. Shit. Jesus, man. That's okay. I'm just going to shave my head soon anyway. But I have a scar on my head. I don't like to show it, so. Okay. Thank you, Bree. What's the longest I've been without bathing? You probably don't even want to know. I don't know, but if I knew the answer, it would probably offend you. Too much artificial shampoos, bro. I don't even use shampoo. You need nutrients. Yeah, I definitely need a big diet change. Because also my skin is getting red when I eat rice. So I know like I'm missing some nutrients. Ooh, my bang's back. Look. Jesus, man. And then when it falls out, I just push it all to a pile. And then in the morning, I have like a pile of, look, I'll show you my pile of hair. It's got some fuzzes in it, but glue it back. I look like the kid that bullied you in high school. If you got bullied by a kid that looked like me, then if you're getting bullied by the kid that gets bullied, sorry to hear it, brother. Do you earn money on YouTube? Not much. Very, very, very little. There was moments where I was making a lot of money on YouTube. Not a lot, but like enough to live. Anyways, enough about my hair. I will go take a shower. I'm going to go to the beach. It's an hour drive. I'm going to eat some seafood. Thank you so much for the donations. I don't want to use your money you donated to me as for seafood, but I'm going to. You know, hopefully they got some good seafood here. I will think of all of you that donated while I eat it. I'm going to look like Ram Dass. Yeah, but Ram Dass grows like a big, beautiful beard. If you need a tour guide in Mexico, you pay me. I'll show you all the spots. I'll take you to the most secret spots in Mexico. But you got to pay me because that's a lot of effort for me to travel to Mexico. And Spin, thank you for the donation. For the love. Thank you for the love. Will you do shrooms with me and contact aliens for a video? Sure. Let's do it. How intense is the Gobekli Tepe trip? Not intense at all. Very easy. Very, very easy trip. Josh, you send me an email and I will tell you everything you need to know about it. Thank you so much for the donation. But the Turkey trip is the easiest out of all my retreats, actually, because we stay in one area, Şanlıurfa, which is the city of prophets. There's so much history in this city, and it looks ancient when you're there. The streets are all like sandstone, and people are all in their Muslim outfits, and it like looks like you stepped into the biblical era. The food is incredible. Jordan, thank you. Man, you make me want to cry with your love always. But yeah, so we just do day trips to these sites. So we return to the same hotel every night. We go out, we come back, we go out, we come back. Whereas the other retreats, there's like lots of traveling to get to these places. But this place has so much to see in the area, and it's completely safe. We're working with the government with this retreat. Ramazan, my friend, who you may have seen in the video, he works for the government in the tourism sector. So we have the best of the best watching out for our group. The government knows our group is there, and even if they didn't, it's so safe. I know it sounds scary when you don't travel very much, but when you show up, you're going to be like, oh, amazing. This place is amazing. You guys, stop, please. Stop. I don't need so many donations. I appreciate you, Joe. Thank you so much, brother. I love you. Ooh, that love. That I didn't mean to say I love you like that. This is the first time. Ooh, I do love you. But that came out very aggressive, I felt. John's tip. Thank you, John. What do I think about potential World War III? I don't want to think about it, but it's coming. Say no to war. Thank you, guys. Shower time. I'm sure you guys can almost smell me through the camera. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, peace. Have a good night for all of you that are on the opposite side of the world. Thank you so much for watching me. I'm sorry if I said some offensive things in this, or I don't know. I said too much. Does the Mexico retreat come with ayahuasca ceremony or just mushroom? Ayahuasca is a plant, combination of plants from the Amazon jungle, not in Mexico. So in Mexico, we will work with the traditions of Mexico, which are mushrooms. Remember, this guy is not who he says he is. Actually, I'm exactly who I say I am, and that's the problem. Sometimes I'm too honest. And actually, your name is Bob Lazar. You're not Bob Lazar. You're not who you say you are. Unless that was actually Bob Lazar. Could you imagine if that was Bob Lazar just in here talking shit this whole time? The real Bob Lazar is just in here like spamming my chat. Okay. Anyways, love you guys. Talk to you next time. I would love it if it was a real Balazar. That'd be so funny. Okay. Peace. Love. Thank you again for all the donations. I really, really appreciate it. It means the world to me while I'm out here traveling.